I'm your father now, doppelganger. This is your mother. We're fucking crazy.
The part where that guy's face.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Freestyle. I'm Scott.
I'm Clint.
And it's Wednesday, so we're doing another Comic Wednesday. And today we're talking about Spider-Man Maximum Carnage. Insert random tagline to this book that doesn't have one. For Spider-Man Maximum Carnage. And it was written by a slew of people. It was kind of like...
Birth from the night.
Yeah, there was like 5 different books going on apparently, and they just kind of all collaborated together.
Yeah, it was a big old Spider-Man crossover.
Yeah, it was Spider-Man month. A Spider-Man year, apparently. It was crazy.
Yeah, and pretty much the story of this book is right after the death of Norman, or Harry Osborn. How are we going to follow this up? It's going to be the return of Carnage, who now just bleeds symbiote.
Pretty much.
He breaks out, hooks up with some chick he finds at an asylum.
This crazy bitch.
Got some crazy six-armed, like a million-eyed, super teeth-having Spider-Man doppelganger, cleverly named doppelganger.
He fires barbed wire instead of web. He fires barbed wire out of his...
Out of his talony Nightcrawler hands.
How does that work?
Probably pretty painful. And proceeds to run amok, kill a whole bunch of people, lure Venom back to the city, hook up with a whole bunch of other villains, and pretty much just chaos, like, runs out through the city.
Yeah.
Much like in this book.
Yeah. Good guy team, bad guy team. It happens.
Yeah. Alright, and for likes, for me, I like, we had some pretty classic Spider-Man Bagley art and whatnot. He's always been like my favorite Spider-Man artist.
Right.
And like a lot of them are iconic shots of images that I know from my childhood and whatnot of Venom and Carnage and stuff, or like these classic images that are in this book. And also I really liked how like the Carnage's super 90s evil freaking dark crew that he assembles.
Evil family.
Yeah, I think like or like the Charon guy might have been like made in this arc. I'm pretty sure she's first appearance was this book.
Yeah, sure.
And then everybody else.
Bitch.
Then everybody else I think was like recurring characters and stuff. But it was a book that showed me like a lot of like villains that probably mainly are mainly famous for showing up here, and then like I don't even know if they show up at all.
Probably not ever.
Well, Demogorgon showed up at all. And whatnot.
Yeah.
I think my favorite though out of it was the doppelganger. He was like super crazy. Whatever happened to that guy.
Yeah. For me, I always like Spider-Man in the book. Always a good thing as far as I'm concerned. I like the overall 90s-ness of this.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you can see it in the art, you can see it in the way they talk, and the way they dress.
The way they have, like, fucking tank tops that only go down to here, but it's dudes who aren't gay.
Yeah, it's...
Who would beat up gay dudes.
Call me gay! Yeah, I also really like, there's...
riots. 90s really like themselves some riots.
Oh, they did. There were some good riots in the 90s. Yeah, I also like, there's a lot of crossovers, a lot of heroes from other shit shows up. A lot of B-listers, and towards the end there's more A-listers.
I mean, even fucking Spawn showed up in that book.
Yeah, Spawn's in this book. It's crazy. Alright, so this is the part where we're going to talk about things we didn't like as much in the book. And for me, I mean, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of Carnage. Like, Venom's cool, but then, like, I guess it's okay. He's got, like, blade hands and shit, so that's cool, but I guess I don't like the person underneath Carnage.
Yeah, other than just being, like, a wannabe kind of Jokerish, like, character.
Yeah.
He's a guy who's really survived a lot on his, like, oh, he's crazy looking and he's crazy acting.
Yeah. I also I thought the plot was kind of weak. It's basically, like, Carnage is like, I'm evil, I'm gonna kill everybody.
Yeah, pretty much the whole, like, he's just like, I'm gonna do this until someone stops me, and fucking Spider-Man just keeps on fucking that up.
Yeah.
And whatnot. And,
what would you say?
For me, like, yeah, also, it was like a real clusterfuck of a story and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's like, it pretty much is just like, a toy box come to life of, like, and then Captain America showed up, and then Iron Fist, shit like that. And
then Cloak and Dagger. Who the fuck's Cloak and Dagger? Doesn't matter, they're here!
Freaking, you should understand the Dagger's dead.
Who's Dagger?
Yeah. Also, there's like a part in like the second to last issue where like Carnage gets like hit, I think with like sound beams and shit like that. And you think he's dead and whatnot, and like literally they show his dead body, and it's like a person with barely any symbiote on him except for all completely covering their face, showing a Carnage face, and then it's just like fucking Spider-Man just goes, well, guess I better get out of here. The job's done.
We're done. There, we killed him, right?
We don't need to check that at all.
His body's just gonna melt into the ground, right? Yeah. It's fine. Let's get out of here.
And then Carnage shows up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, how did he figure that? Oh, he just put symbiote shit over some other naked dude's face. Fucking the old naked guy switch.
Alright, this is the part where we're gonna talk about our favorite moments, and for me, there's probably a lot of parts that I would have picked more, but whenever I think of this book, there's just immediately just like this one little picture of Spider-Man jumping over his couch to try and save Mary Jane. And he's got these fucking bear slippers, like bear claw slippers, and he's just in his fucking robe and he's just jumping over. It's just...
Well, he's like in his Spider-Man pants and like in bandages, but he's also wearing like these big old footy fucking bear claws. Which of course, the next issue, which takes up right after we saw it, he's not wearing that shit. But for that brief moment.
He was there, yeah. It was great.
Venom just was like, I need your help with those bear slippers.
Alright, what would you say?
Mine will probably be the fight when Deathlock enters the book, because this book also has Deathlock.
This book has fucking everybody.
Yeah, and he pretty much just, like, comes into the street while, like, Carnage just crew is wrecking shit, and he holds his own pretty much for, like, the most part, and then fucking eventually gets his ass beat, but for, like, that brief period when he was kicking the ass.
I mean, he's outnumbered, so...
Yeah, and then they leave him all, like, hung up in wires and shit. Whatnot.
Crazy Carnage bullshit.
Yeah, I think it's like right when Spider-Man's just like, with a team like this, how could we lose?
Alright, well I guess that's gonna do it for our Comic Wednesday. Would you say check this out?
Yeah, I mean, if you're like a big old fan of Carnage,
this is your Carnage fan, this is it for you.
Yeah. And then, I would say it's probably worth checking out. I mean, I don't think it's too hard to get. I think it's like about $20. You could probably do worse with Spider-Man books.
Yeah, sure. I couldn't imagine it being that expensive, honestly. Like, I'd say check it out. There's probably other stuff you could read, but if you really like Spider-Man, this probably should be something you read. Even if you hate it, you can say you read Maximum Carnage.
Yeah.
Alright, well I guess that's going to do it for today. Don't forget to come back tomorrow for another Throwback Thursday, but I'm Scott.
And I'm Clint.